Okay, I guess we're back here. It's not really surprising. We knew we would be back to this point eventually, but I guess it's sooner than expected. And wait. No, 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 no! Well, Sony, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. And I say this as someone who has been a fan of you since the PS2 era. So now that I got your attention with the title, yeah, those articles are not AI generated. They're not fabricated in any possible way. They are legit. Sony is, once again, trying to remove the PlayStation 3 stores and the PlayStation Vita stores. They already succeeded in getting rid of the PSP store, which already sucked, but, like, now they're doing it for the other, the PS3 and, PS Vita stores. But I also like how right around the same time, they're also just dropping this bombshell. Physical games are basically dead. With the exception of maybe, like, collector's items or collector's editions or whatever. Physicals are basically done, at least on the Sony side of things. Maybe Nintendo will keep physicals around. I hope they will. Microsoft sure as hell ain't. Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft. Who cares about them? Fuck them. Basically, alright, so this all started with GTA 6 being announced. GTA 6 was announced to be $80. $100 if you're going to get the Super Special Edition where they lock behind features that really should just be in the game, but they're not in the game because they want to charge you more money. So it's basically an $80 game for like I would say the main story, and then most of the side stuff is just an extra $20 because fuck you. It's going to sell a bajillion copies. I wasn't really surprised at all. It's GTA 6. But, like, they also announced that GTA 6 was not going to have a physical disc. It was just going to be a code in the box, which was already very concerning. Now, Sony has said, oh, well, if they're doing it, we're just going to end production of physical goods, because you will own nothing. You will go digital, so we can control your access to all of your games and everything you own, in massive air quotes, and we can take it away from you whenever we want to. Oh, and remember tariffs? Remember how that was an excuse for raising prices? You know how digital doesn't have any problem with tariffs because, tariffs is mostly for physical goods? Yeah, about that. The games are still going to be $70, $80. Probably more expensive now. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do $90 or $100 games in the future for just the standard edition. Because Sony and their ego thinks their games are worth that much. Or maybe Nintendo will do it first. Or, God forbid, if Microsoft does it. Oh, could you imagine? Like, when I woke up to this news, I was mad. I was fuming. And I have videos in the past that, they're a little old, so I don't know how well they hold up. Audio-wise, they probably hold up like shit. But I was mad then, and I'm mad now. And yeah, I know, people are going to tell me it was inevitable. And yeah, I know it was inevitable. But, I was at least hoping that maybe... This is me chewing on hopium. I was at least chewing on hopium to give myself a delusion that maybe digital goods would have more consumer protections in place, that maybe people would start buying more physical goods because they realize the value of actually owning something. But deep down I also knew there's so many... most people just don't really care. They say they care, they'll get mad when their stuff is taken away, but let's be honest here, what are they going to do about it? Because they'll just be like, oh, well, big greedy corporation fucked me again without my consent. Oh well. Nothing we can do about it. And yeah, I guess in a way they're right, or maybe they aren't. I don't know. Look, I want to believe that them that they will get pushback for this, enough pushback to stop it, but I also know deep down it's not gonna happen. You know, like, back during the late 2010s, when they tried to take down the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores, and actually took down the PSP store, yeah, there was such a huge outcry for it from game preservationists, and it was such a big victory that they at least delayed it. Honestly, the fact that they delayed it for as long as they did it really shows just how big of a deal that was. Now, sure, Sony were still assholes, and they probably made a lot of money in making the call they did, because, you know, people were now buying stuff from the PSN store in droves to get whatever they could. But it also did show that, you know, we do want to keep these games around. We want to preserve this stuff. And it would be nice if, even if we can't have the stores open, couldn't we find a way to maybe keep the services up? I understand that online services cannot stay up forever, but that is all the more reason why preserving this stuff is important, and why Sony, and really basically almost every video game company, with a couple of exceptions, has failed at. You know, it's mostly been fans who have preserved this stuff. It's mostly been actual game preservationists who have preserved this stuff, because gaming companies don't give a shit. They're never going to give a shit. They'll say they do so they can make more money, but let's be honest here, they don't. And you know, it would also just be nice if some of those games were transferred or compatible with newer systems in some way, or maybe ported over or something. But obviously that won't happen because that costs money, and even if it's a low amount of money, they don't really care. There's also the fact that, let's be frank here, so many of the current generation of, you know, like Gen Alpha or Gen Z, they just, I don't know, maybe I'm too Twitter-brained. I haven't been on Twitter in months, by the way, but, not months, but, like, I haven't been on it in over a month, because it's just not good for the soul. But, you know, there has been this really, really frustrating rise of people who are saying it's not that big of a deal, get over it, stay mad, bro, lol, why you so mad, bro? It's like, this shit can't last forever. They'll just accept the bullshit they're given because they just think, these people are just mad for nothing. It's just video games, brah. You know, this is a part of, first off, video games are a part of history. The games that are being, you know, snapped away, Infinity Gems snapped away, they're a part of history now. Are you a fan of getting rid of history? But even outside of that, yeah, I am mad. Why are you mad about me being mad? Bro, what are you even here for? Nobody likes you. Go away. And it's also one of those things where it's just like, you realize if people cause enough of a big uproar, they might, yes, maybe not, but they might go back on said change. They did the first time. What would you rather us do? Would you rather us say nothing and just stay silent? Well, would you? Because that's not gonna solve anything. There's so many people online nowadays, especially on Twitter, will just get so annoyed with people who try to cause a big stink about this, even if it's with the best of intentions, because they're just gonna say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, bruh. These game systems are like 20 years old. Who gives a shit, bruh? Like, why are you so mad? It's like, get over it. God, you're such a hater. It's like, you know, just let me enjoy Sony games. It's like, I'm like, holy shit, bro. Wake up. And also, just because it doesn't matter to you does not mean it doesn't matter to other people. And they do the same thing with physical and digital games. People are going to act like, oh, I've been pro-digital for so long, and I still am. Okay, no one's saying digital shouldn't be an option. We're just saying physical should stick around until, at the very least, digital rights are, you know, consumer rights for digital goods are in a better state. or, just keep physical around forever just to give people the choice. Either one would be better than this. But no, people will go out and say, oh, these fucking boomers always just saying now, physical is so good. Physical is so good. Bro, are you even real gamers? You're just, you guys just want to resell this shit for $100. You're not real gamers, bruh. Just making these dumb assumptions about you. Just saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Or making it feel like you're the problem for daring to demand a company not fuck you in the ass. Like, it's just, there's this weird pushback whenever people try to gain ground. I've even seen it with Stop Killing Games, which I haven't really talked about much, but Stop Killing Games is an initiative where they're trying to fight for consumer rights for live service games and digital goods. And so far, they've actually finally started to really get some ground going. And I plan on seeing them through to the end, even supporting them if I can. There's this upheaval, there's these people that are now against Stop Killing Games now, because apparently they're mad that they're going after their favorite companies, I guess, or they're angry that they're starting a shit stir online. There's also people that are just getting angry because there's even a controversy, and it's like, bro, it's the internet. There's always going to be a new controversy. That's just kind of how it is. But some of these controversies are actually important. Consumer rights are important. And it's because of that honestly, I think that when it comes to the stores being taken down, and when it comes to physical media just being out of existence, yeah, I think Sony is going to succeed. I will still advocate against that, because I'm going to do that anyway, and I will be, messaging Sony in any way I can. Yeah, I know, I doubt I'm going to make any difference. But at least I tried, at least I'm trying. And to the people who say it's not that big of a deal, who say that, oh, you're wasting your breath, bro, would you rather take some time out of your day to do something, even if you know it seems pointless, but at least you tried, and you can sleep well with that knowledge? Or would you rather just do nothing and say, fuck that noise? And yeah, some people might say you should just, it's not that big of a deal, bro. You should just try, just don't do anything. It's like, it's not that, you're not going to stop it. It's like, yeah, I have tried that before. I have. It doesn't work. As someone who has tried that in the past for things I won't get into, let me tell you something. It doesn't work. It does not work. I wish it worked, but no, it doesn't work. Your silence is deafening, because it basically says that you don't care. And you know what? If you don't care, that's fine. But are you really gonna be allowed to bitch about something then? What happens when you get screwed over by them? When you lose something that you paid for because they want to take it away from you? And, oh, by the way, there's another controversy where Sony is removing a bunch of movies that people they paid for. They bought, not rented, bought, but they might as well have rented it, because even though they paid full price for those movies on their digital store, they're still getting removed because of licensing problems. So what happens when it happens to you? Is it a problem then? Is it a problem then? I'll be honest here. I haven't really had that much of an issue when it comes to digital goods being removed, from my account or from my console. But the precedent alone scares me. And if it remains unchecked, it will get worse. Saying nothing will lead to it getting worse. Get your head out of your ass. But I know you won't. I know people won't. This sucks, man. This fucking sucks. I'm still gonna do what I can, as little as I can do. If anyone else knows, any other way, we can get Sony's attention. If anyone else has any ideas, if anyone else is going to make a big stink about it, and it actually gains some ground, I guess let me know. I'm gonna keep my eye on the situation myself, but let's be honest here, I don't really expect things to improve. You know, I'm surprised that the PS3 storefront and the PS Vita storefront have lasted as long as they have, you know, after they tried the first time. And we knew, I know people are going to say, we knew it wasn't going to be permanent. Yeah, I know that, but Sony had how many years at this point to maybe port over some of the catalog to PS4 and PS5, and they didn't do that. So, you know, it would sting a lot less if a lot of that content was ported over in some way. And don't tell me that it's not possible, because now Sony does have a not a backwards compatibility thing, but like they're using emulators in order to re-release PlayStation 2 games, and I believe PlayStation 1. And that is a good idea. I actually do think that's a good idea. I would love it if Sony got their own virtual console. It's not really good enough yet. You know, I mean, we have it, but it's not, the list of games is not what the PlayStation 3 has. So yeah, sorry if this rant was all over the place. I'm mad. Maybe I'll make a more dedicated rant video. And, oh, wait, there's one more thing. I almost forgot. The games are still going to be $70 and $80. Oh, man, I feel so vindicated, and yet it still doesn't really feel good. Remember, I think I said this in my Nintendo video, which, you know, me being angry and all over the place aside in that video is surprisingly aged fairly well, because I said that the reason why they were increasing prices for games was not because of tariffs or increasing prices or production demands or anything. It was simply a matter of greed. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, does that mean that production on physicals wouldn't have been hindered by those in some way? No, I didn't say that. In fact, I'm willing to bet that tariffs would have probably increased the price of physical goods, because that makes sense. But digital also increased in price. And now that physical is no longer an option, you would expect, well, hey, now that physical goods are no longer a thing, the game companies don't have to worry about tariffs. So are the prices gonna go down? No, silly. Of course they're not. What, are you fucking stupid? We're losing money on this. No, we're gonna keep it going. Oh, and the games still will come with Season Pass, which gives you content that really should have been in the game in the first place, but we're gonna give it to you later for a price. We're also going to release the game woefully unfinished and buggy as hell, and then fire the developers afterward. Oh, and we're still going to crunch our developers to near death, and we're still going to do all of these awful business practices that companies have been doing for fucking decades at this point. We're not actually going to fix the problems. No. So yeah, I gotta say I was right on the money there. I knew it. And yeah, I knew I was going to be right. Yeah, this sucks. This fucking sucks. Fuck you, Sony. And, fuck whatever company does this next. I'm going to assume Microsoft will probably do it next. Ubisoft probably is chomping at the bit as well. EA, ooh, definitely EA. They're gonna do it next. Take-Two's already doing it, and they're already getting away with it because GTA is GTA. So, yeah, let me know what company you think is gonna follow suit next.